Care about, but like to me, I'm not worried about my numbers now, bro. I can walk into any room and close what I have to close. That's the
Right.
skills that you have to like develop.
That's big, man.
And like,
Yes.
yo, you know what hit me really heavy is all these people talking about how like you got to be able to write a whole song in like 30 minutes with 8 celebrities in the room. And I'm like, I don't even know that many people that could do that shit. But like, if the
I don't
opportunity
even.
showed up, like, can you write that verse with like your heroes in the fucking room? I could. Can you? I don't know. But I'm not saying you. I believe you could. I think you got that game. But like motherfuckers, like I don't know if people be thinking that like these are skills that you gotta like develop in order to be able to be
Yes.
in that position in order to follow up when an opportunity comes up. Cause yo, how many opportunities do you just sleep on because you're like, I can't do the thing.
Yo, you don't know until you try. You know what I'm saying? Like you never know until you try. And I don't know, man. Like you don't know. So there's not a lot of people that will handle the pressure. But see me personally, I'm a back against the wall kind of brother. So you telling me, oh, there's whole knives, yay, way, like there's like all them fools in one room. Like, all right, you gonna hop on this posse cut, and I might just be like, oh, actually, and I just hold up his phone like, actually, I have a whole chunk of like 150 bars.
So you ready to
They were
go?
like,
But that's
yeah,
it.
like, I'm like, I got 150 right now. He was like, how much? 150. 100. They be like, no.
But that's it. It's being ready. You hear that?
15 minutes
100,
ago. Like, you just
150.
15 minutes ago. Like, they were like, did you know we was going to be hit? I didn't know. Just in case. Just in case. Like, you just don't know. Like,
Or like,
so,
I didn't know how important freestyling was until I realized it was important to certain people.
so, and this is another conversation me and my cousin had. Some people, like, and I'm not saying he says this all the time, but he gets it. Like, he's one of those people that me and him, we put ourselves in other people's shoes and we kind of see the understanding of other people, like, within their realm. So, like, he don't freestyle. Like, not like that anyway. Like, he's can come up with stuff and it be lit that you can hear, but he's not like off the top. That's me. So I'll freestyle. I'll still freestyle. But my problem but the thing about it is that some people feel like it's overrated. And the crazy thing is I get why people think it's overrated. Because the main argument about it is that the key word in freestyle is free. It's not a song. Uh it's not something that you can go unless you sell it like that. It's not something you can just go and grab and keep and people be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put up like, well, damn, I pay $20 for this freestyle. No, you hoping you know what I'm saying, you write it for whatever moment you're feeling. Or if you don't write it, if you off the top with it, really off the top with it, like myself, you was like, oh well, you just hoping that people, oh yeah, how is that? He nice. I like that. You know what I'm saying? You just hoping for that. But it comes to a point where it's like people look at it and they'll be like, well, yeah, he can do that off the top, but can he write a hit? Can he produce this? Can he make this?
But
So
those are
people look at it like an
really,
overrated thing.
because the truth of the matter is, and this is no disrespect to anybody where the shoe may fit, but I know like countless people, not countless, I can probably count them, but they can like freestyle 4 hours straight, but like, and I mean, I see it a lot, 5, 6 hours straight, but when it comes to song time, it just sounds like when they're freestyling. And like, that's not a song. Like, and the thing is people be like, yo, but hip hop this and hip hop that. I'm like, bro, like, to me, it's a love of music first, and I'm not just loyal to hip hop. I'm also like punk as
Ooh,
fuck. I can
thank you.
pick up a bass right now and play a really shitty Jesus of Suburbia and shittily sing along, and it'll be so clunky. But like, so it's like, I don't know, music is music, bro. Like, it transcends just like the fucking a skill at being an MC. However, when I present myself in the realms of hip hop, in that universe, in that culture, in that environment, yeah, I get what everybody's saying, but like, it's not surprising to me that a lot of people I know's music is just kind of very saturated sounding. Whereas I don't think I have a lot of flexes,
Yeah,
but people ain't be writing shit about the shit I be writing about.
no, and that alone, again, is what you were talking about skill level and can you write a song? Can you do that in front of your hero? Can you do that itself? Not a lot of people are going to talk about what you're talking about. I try to pride myself on the same thing. Not a lot of people talk about what I talk about.
Yo,
Not a
for
lot
the
of people
record,
can do
I
what I
think
do.
Tizzy
And
can absolutely write a fucking song. That's part of why he's a guy who could chat with this, like, because the shoe does not fit Sir Tizzy.
here's all right now, but hold on now. Here's the kickflip. Here's the kickflip. Now, the crazy thing is that I have to freestyle before I write the song. That's the crazy thing. I have to go off the top because I have to make the song sound as naturally me as possible, and that's the best way to do it. I have to freestyle beforehand. If I don't, it'll sound wordy, it'll sound clunky, and it won't come out as natural. And then when I try, because I've done this before, I have straight up written a song before. I had written a song before, and I was so pissed off at performing it because of how I wrote it and what I did at the time of recording. I wanted to throw the entire, like, I'm like, throw this entire shit away, throw it away, because I can't remember this shit the way that I need to. And then you know what I'd have to do? I'd have to go on stage and literally improvise how I wrote it right at that time. Because if I don't do that, it sucks. Like I will sound so robotic. Like I will literally sound like an android. Else it's just like it's just disgusting. So I'm like, okay, I was like, I can't. I'll never. Like Exo might know the story. Exo might know the story. There was a song we did. I think it was called Marvelous. I think it was called Marvelous, and it was like a whole bunch of like Marvel esque punchline. But the way that I wrote the verse, oh, and he loves the verse. He loves that verse. I hated writing it because the way I wrote it, I sounded too robotic. And then when we went to go perform it at the last show we did, it was I couldn't get it right. So I would have to like move some words around on stage to make it sound cleaner. And I'm like, and then when we got off stage, I was like, thank God we got through that because I should have wrote it that way. You see how I sounded on
Yo,
stage? You see how that
I
sounded?
know
It sounded way
exactly
better.
what you're saying, cause like that was the early part of my rap career. Okay, I always wrote to a beat, so I never fully went with that experience or whatever. But and I always wrote in this way where it's like I spit a line, then I rap that line and I spit the next line, then I rap that line and I spit the next line. So it kind of like
So you get it.
so I
So you get it.
yo, it
So
takes
you
me
get it.
fucking forever to write a song when it's the end of the verse, because then I have to rap like 2/3 of a fucking verse just to write the next line. Sometimes I get a little
Mm-hmm.
spree and I can just hear the flow in my head and I'm like able to, but this way I'm like, yo, I gotta memorize the flow anyway. May as well. I'm slow. I'm a slow
Mm-hmm.
fucking like yo. Some of these people be like, I memorized the whole thing in like one listen. And I'm like, if that is the only time in my entire life I might even have a little bit of hater energy, pure jealousy, is that. It's like, how the fuck do you know all the words to your own songs? Because I don't know them. I have to
Yeah,
like
bro.
practice the shit out of my own
Yeah.
songs for every live performance.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to them a billion times and then I'll just know all the words. And then when I go on stage, I just put the actions with it right on stage and then we'll see how that goes. Usually it goes well, but in certain cases, like the scenario I just explained to you, it could turn out to be a mess. And if I don't do it the way that I should have, then it's like, oh
Yeah,
no,
no,
this is not gonna end well.
but yo, also some shit works in studio, and it's like cool in studio, and then you go to live and
Right.
you're like, oh, this doesn't work here.
Nah.
I learned
Nah. You
early,
like
you do not perform 6 minute rap songs when you're an underground artist on your like fifth show.
listen here. listen here. The only time, the only time I've ever if they get on stage and they'll be like, oh yeah, go ahead freestyle. I'll be like, how much? That's the first question I got. How much time you want me? Stop me. You want to have to stop me. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You gonna have to stop me, please, because If it's not that, then I'm not. Nah, I'm not writing the whole 6 minutes for one joke. Like no, because then the crowd like, he gonna stop yet? We get it. Bars and shit. We gonna stop yet? He done yet? Unless they into it, but you gotta know the environment too. That's another thing. You gotta know the environment you in.